about that. I said, give me 6 versions of this ad, and we'll optimize for the best ones, but we'll never keep just one. And I explained that to them why, and they're affiliate marketers, so they understood the reason behind it. And I said, I'll share the data with you. And so, it was really interesting to see which ones do better. So if you click there, we're pretty much, we found that, just rotating about 3 of them, I think that yellow one gets the most clicks. But kind of there's about 3 of them there that get an equal amount, and then 3 that fell off. So you definitely always want to rotate if possible. So if even your direct advertisers will get the best click-throughs and stuff. And it's funny that you talked about taking borders and stuff off of AdSense. And while I like to do that, what I don't like to see is people that blend in too much to the fact to where it's kind of, unless you're doing arbitrage and your whole goal is to get clicks, and that's your whole goal of the site, is to get clicks. And maybe we can cover goals and how you need to do that later on. But basically, unless that's your whole goal, I think you need to distinguish what's an ad and what's not. To a point, because you can kind of get that one click and gone effect again, where somebody comes to your site, they think that's your content, and they're gone, and you can never. That's kind of the new user. What do you?
So
value
that's just a great testament to testing and why you need
pennies.
to rotate ads, try different things, mix it up,
All right.
make things different. Because just like you said, if you do accomplish the good thing, we'll say, of getting people to come back to your blog, your site, which of course should be the goal. Because a lot of people do think about, I'll just generate some traffic. As long as they click and I make 20 cents on an AdSense click, I've done my job. And of course, that shouldn't be their focus. It should be on getting the people to keep coming back, because they could click on an AdSense ad once every 3 or 4 days forever if they're a regular user of that site, and of course they see ads that are interesting to them and they're actually legitimately clicking on ads. But just like you said, you have to mix things up, and you don't always blend the ad blocks in, because people will start to tune them out and they will start to not even notice them anymore, and that's not going to do you any good, because no one's going to click on them, or they're not going to have any attention paid to them. So, okay, so we've talked a little bit about AdSense and how it's maybe not necessarily the highest paying thing, how Yahoo Publisher Network needs to be tested. It used to be higher paying, then it kind of went down a little bit. For some markets, it's always a case by case thing, and that's why testing is so important. If people aren't actually testing, and I've been screaming this forever, it always shocks me when I actually talk to people one-on-one, how few people actually test. It's mind-boggling.
Totally.
And that's where all the money is in this game.
Yeah,
and
totally.
And it's not that hard to test. You just set stuff up, you let it run. Like, what do you like to use to do a lot of your testing and some of your analytics stuff?
Well, one thing I love to do is heat maps. And I find a lot of people either don't know what they are, or they're not using them. And basically, what a heat map is, it basically shows you a map of your site and specifically where users are clicking. And I don't mean where users are clicking as far as like, oh, they clicked this link. I'm talking about they clicked on the right side 3 inches over, or they clicked on the left side. And and maybe we could just
do you use Crazy Egg? Is that what you're using for that?
I do. I use Crazy Egg.
So crazyegg.com, just like it sounds.
Yeah, crazyegg.com is one that I use. It allows you to do, multi-page testing, which basically means you could set up, several versions of the exact same page, and then watch what users do. And that's part of the testing, I think, that you're kind of talking about, is you just can never be satisfied.
Well, I'm actually talking about testing on a more basic level than that.
Okay.
Just like, for people that just have, let's say, a single page of content with a couple articles or whatever on it, and they have an area where they're running an ad, where they could just be split testing, rotating that ad. Do you use Google Analytics for some of that stuff? Do you have a split tester that you like, maybe that does stuff, or do you have custom? Most of my stuff is custom, just because I have a programming team, and anything I want done, I'm just like, look, let's make this happen. And
Sure.
we do it. But for most people that don't have those kind of resources, or don't have programmers, or they're not a programmer, I know you do some programming yourself, even though you don't call yourself a programmer.
Sure.
Do you have any that you recommend for people to use to do some testing, some basic testing?
Sure. There's one that is called PHP Ads New, which is awesome for doing. Highly recommend it for doing like A and B testing with Google AdSense and Yahoo Publisher Network and even affiliate stuff if you want to put it in there. They've actually rebranded.
So how do they? How do they find that? Just do a Google search for that name?
Yeah, for PHP Ads New, or they actually have rebranded themselves as Open Ads, and I was actually just going for their new site, which I thought was Open Ads. Blah blah blah. It's openads.org. So it's a free program. It's amazing. It'll even email statistics to you on your A and B tests by email.
That's awesome.
It's really awesome, and it even will allow your advertisers to log in. So if you sell direct ads, and you sell, so many CPM or so many, you just guarantee so much traffic, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's nothing I really have no request for this to do. I mean, it's truly an amazing product. It also has support for geo-targeting. So if you want to, show people from different countries, or even different cities, different things, you can. It's all free. So it's just Open Ads. And that's what I use on my blog. Now, with a lot of my automated stuff, I do custom stuff because I actually have a script that logs into AdSense and then logs into YPN. And in case there's an anomaly, like an advertiser's dropped their budget on YPN or Yahoo Search Marketing or Google AdWords, I'll increase the exposure of those rates to maximize my return on that. So, that's actually what I've done. That's a custom thing I've done. Now, again, somebody could actually just log in themselves and then go into their Open Ads and increase the exposure. That would be, a very easy way for them to do it. But I had a custom thing written for me to do that. Just because I maintain so much stuff, I just got to find the time to do that, and then remember to switch it back and all this stuff.
Right.
So
I know that all too well.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what you created, which is a whole nother way to monetize value for web page traffic in kind of the auction industry, which is kind of, you think of contextual ads, it's like AdSense, Yahoo, Google Ads, and some of this other stuff. And you kind of created this neat thing. I have to give you credit. It's pretty cool because I used to be very active in their affiliate program because we had some sites that gave free services to eBay, specifically eBay users, and so we were monetizing that traffic with the eBay affiliate program. But you did something pretty cool recently that you created to kind of really take advantage of their affiliate program, but do it in such a way that the little guy could benefit even if he didn't have a lot of traffic, although he did. And I'll let you kind of explain what you recently created and what that's all about.
Yeah, it's called Auction Ads. It's at auctionads.com. And basically, we like you, have been longtime affiliates of eBay. And it's a very, very lucrative program. They have a really cool tier structure, but unless you were, there's only, I think, 3 people on their highest tier. So unless you were one of the big guys, you really couldn't reach the top tier. So, but like I said, what we wanted to do was kind of create a way so that, let me explain it best. Basically, combine the high-paying, platform of eBay's affiliate program with kind of the ease of AdSense and YPN. So basically, you could just cut and paste code, have it display live auctions that are on eBay, and you drive users there, they spend money, you get paid, and it's very, very lucrative.
Most people. Let's take a minute and detail what the program is, because it used to be, a few years ago, and then the eBay program kind of was hot for a while, and then there was news that their top affiliates were making $1 million a month and everything else. And it used to just be they obviously keep evolving it, but it used to just be they paid a bounty for any user you sent to their site that signed up to be as a free eBay users for a free account. They'd give you money, and it used to be really low. Like it used to be $5, $6, $7, and of course, there's quite a lot of people that are already a part of eBay. So the market's kind of not necessarily smaller, but it's saturated a bit. So they kept raising the money they'd pay for new users, as it kind of coincides with now they have hundreds of millions of users to make sure people would get paid enough for. But they used to just pay kind of on the bounty of if you sent them a user signed up, and then they said, okay, well now